Hey guys, Aiden the Designer here. So this is one of my first videos on this channel. I wanted to make this video to do two things, first of all. So I wanted to, first of all, introduce myself, explain a bit about my background and history with music production. So I'll be doing that. Also, I'll be explaining my workflow a little bit and talking about MPCs. As you can see, I've got this MPC 2500 here, and I've got a Live 3 right here as well. So that's what this channel is going to be about: sampling, music production gear. I also want to do videos on like how to do certain things, and I want to sort of share like my insights when it comes to sampling and things that I like to do that might be different from other people. Because I know there's a bunch of content on here that, you know, people talk about sampling and music production and DAWs and stuff, but I think I have my own sort of spin on it. So yeah, I'll be keen to talk about those things in the future. But I'll start off with, a bit of my background. So I started using FL Studio back in 2006. I won't go into all the details of how it happened, but I started using in 06 when I was in high school. Loved it, downloaded the demo version. It was the best, learning how to make music and beats at that time. And from there I went to Reason. So I used Reason after that when I was studying music production and composition here in Sydney. So from there I went to Ableton, and I used Reason and Ableton interchangeably. And then after that I got Native Instruments Machine. I used that for a bit. I got the MK1, MK2, loved them. I absolutely loved those devices when I had them, had such a ball making music on there. Then I went to Ableton Live exclusively. I really loved using Live. I felt like I could do everything on there. It was pretty powerful, obviously. Used the push as well. And then, I was on and off with production for a while, but then after a long break, if you want to call it that, I used Machine Plus. I bought Machine Plus around 2 years ago. And since then, my love for sampling has increased. My love for samplers has increased. So I've just bought a whole bunch of samplers since that time, since 2 years ago, and have just completely fallen in love with these devices, standalone devices. I want to make that clear. And right now I'm on an MPC kick right now. Like, I just love these devices so much. Now I'm going to get into that later. But yeah, that's just a bit of my background with production. I love to make hip hop, R&B. I also like to make house music as well. So I'll be dropping some music soon. I have a lot of stuff on SoundCloud if you want to check that out as well. You can check out all my stuff in my bio on this channel. I also do a lot of remixes and remix projects, so if you're into that kind of thing, definitely check that out. So I'm going to talk about my journey with the MPCs, and I'll talk a bit about how I got to the point of using an MPC, because it's not very clear. So like I said, I was using Machine Plus. It was great at the start, but it had a lot of bugs. It had so many bugs. It was not that powerful. You'd load a bunch of plugins on there and it just started to struggle. Yeah, so many bugs. Like, I remember trying to do like the panning. So using the pots to do the panning for like tracks. And then if I went to turn the panning right, for example, or the level or anything, it would go the opposite direction on the box, so on the machine. So it was really, really weird like that. Anyway, I found that I really enjoyed just sampling directly into that thing, and also like playing my keyboards and stuff. As you can see, I got a Yamaha CP. I love this thing, so many good sounds. But I really loved playing stuff in, recording the audio of it, like my bass as well, just sampling from my phone and from, you know, other devices, CD players, whatever. It's just so cool. And I found that it's brought me so much, like it's really, how do I say it? Made music production fresh for me. When it comes to the Machine Plus, I think around probably 6 months after that, I bought the SP404, and I'm gonna go into I'm gonna make a video series of like my experience with all these devices, because I think there's a lot to be said for these devices. They're not all the same, but with the SP404, I feel like it was like a brilliant effects unit, so many great effects. But when it came to the sequencing on that thing, it wasn't it. So I moved on, got the Digitact 2. Oh yeah, I was using Digitact with Ableton as my main setup and using that like interchangeably, and sort of starting things on the Digitact and then moving them into Ableton and finishing everything in Ableton in the box. But I remember I was watching a lot of video production content, and I remember thinking it'd be cool to try an MPC. At that point, I'd never used one in my life. I obviously knew about it, but I'd never, used one ever. So, and I watched all these videos on it on YouTube and people talking about it. I remember there was an MPC workshop actually. I remember thinking, yep, I'm gonna go to that, because it was, first of all, it was free, which is really cool. Went to that. They explained, like, the whole thing was like to explain the workflow of the MPC for like people who've never used it before. And you had the chance to win one. I think the MPC sample was one you could win, you know. I didn't win it, if you're thinking. I wish I did, but... So, yeah, I went there and I tried the Live 3. I remember turning this thing on. I went there, I got the Live 3, I turned it on because they had the units on for display for people to try out after the demonstration. And I remember thinking, like, first of all, I was so impressed by the pads. The pads on this thing are fucking so dope. Like, I love them so much. Buttons and the knobs, so dope. I was so intrigued, and I knew about the Live 3. I watched videos on it. I was really intrigued by it. I thought, wow, this thing is really cool. But when I actually had it right in front of me, man, that was it. I was hooked at that point, and I hadn't even been with it for like more than 20 minutes. And I remember after that, I really, really, really wanted to get one. Like, it was the mission of my life at that point. I really wanted to get one, and eventually got one. And I got to say, ever since, this thing is like the centerpiece of my studio right now, my workflow, my setup. I start everything on here. Like, it is just so powerful, so much things you can do on here. Dope plugins, dope effects. I absolutely love this thing with my life. Easily one of the best. I think it was 2,700. Easily the best purchase I've made in a long time, if not ever. And that's pretty dramatic, but there's so much to say for it, and I'll go through it in a different video. But first of all, the power on this thing is crazy. Like, I don't know the exact specs, but it's incredibly powerful. So there's no loading for time. Like, when you load sounds and stuff, there's no super long loading times or anything. So your workflow is very snappy. I love it. Chopping samples on this thing is dope. The portability of this device is incredible as well. I love it. I take this to my parents' house when I go on Mondays after work. And this is the speaker knocks on this thing. I love the speaker on this thing, and it makes it just so accessible. So I don't have to bring headphones really. If I just want to take this with me somewhere, and pull it out and then make a beat, I can just use the speaker. It's the convenience of it. And so inputs and outputs on this thing are dope. I hooked it up to my turntable, which I have over here. I love this thing. I can talk for days about that device. So really love it. Which I guess, everyone watching this video might be thinking, why do you have this? So 2,500, for people who aren't really aware, this device is an older device, came out in 2005. The reason I got this secondhand was because after using the Live 3, I found that I was really curious about older vintage MPC devices. So and really curious about the workflow and how they did things without a touch screen. And I've watched a lot of videos on, this device and other old MPCs, and I just really wanted to try it. So I got this for about $1,000 secondhand on Marketplace. Really happy that I did. This is the special edition. Only 500 of these were ever made, right? And so this is like a collector's thing for me, and to get it at $1,000 is crazy. I chose this one over the other ones because like the other vintage MPCs, like the 3000 and the 4000 and 2000 XL, because first of all, I feel like this device is not too old. Like I feel like the 2000 XL, the 3000, while they're, what I've seen is like dope devices from what I've seen from YouTube. You get the sonic qualities of it that affect your sound, which sound really good, which I've heard. They are really old, and when it comes to like the storage aspect of it and the floppy disks and things like this, it will make it a bit harder to use it, I feel like. And I have to pay a lot more money. And also the workflow on those things, I feel like would be a lot slower from what I've heard from other people. Now this one's slower than the Live 3 definitely, but it is still usable. And well, I shouldn't say usable, but it's still decent, and it's still a bit snappy. Because I have JJOS XL on here, and that's another reason I bought this, because I knew I could get JJOS on here, and it makes these MPCs, like this one and the 1000, I think the MPC 5000, improves their workflow dramatically. Non-destructive chopping, audio tracks, so it's pretty cool. I've made a couple of beats on this thing. I can't save anything because I haven't bought JJOS, so I'm using a trial version, but I will eventually get money to purchase it and save projects. But I gotta say, this is dope. I really like this device with JJOS on there. It's really a fun device to use. Now it's a bit slower than the Live 3 obviously, but I still find it fun to use with the buttons and stuff. And just going back as well, like with the vintage MPCs, like the 3000, 4000, whatever, because they're older, I also felt like it would have been a bit harder to find one with all the buttons and stuff working, and they're really expensive. I forgot to add those points. But these buttons on this device and knobs, all of them work. The only thing is the overdub button here. If I'm playing back my sequence and I want to overdub a part into it, if I press this, it doesn't actually stay. The button will press on and I have to hold it down. And when I release it, it will come off. Like it won't actually stay. So I'm going to do a bit of work on it, see if I can get it working. But for the most part, like if I hit overdub and play start, it works normal to overdub parts, but it's pretty cool. Joggle wheel is cool. All these buttons work. Pads feel good as well. So yeah, I'm keen to do more stuff on this device. Another reason I bought this device is because I wanted an alternative setup. Right now, this is my main setup here. I've got another one in the other room over there, but yeah, I wanted an alternative setup, and I think it'll be cool to go from these two different styles of working, like coming from this modern workflow here with the Live 3. It's very quick, it's very snappy, it's very fast, very instant. Compared to this, where you gotta wait a bit, you gotta be a bit more patient. You gotta set up a program first and assign it to a track. With this, there's none of that. It's just you have tracks, you make tracks, and you just work on there. So yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to cover. I'm going to talk more about these devices, also make some beat making videos as well. But yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to chat about. I look forward to growing this channel. I really want to document my beat making process as well, what I do, because it's going to sound stupid, but I feel like when I tell people what I do, they feel like I'm a DJ, like they think I'm a DJ, and I have to explain to them, I'm not a DJ. I'm actually creating the music from scratch as opposed to playing other people's music. That's, yeah, I think this channel will maybe clear that up for people if I show them these videos. But yeah, I'll end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I hope to release these videos often. I'm thinking once per month at this point, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.